Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry about the delay in the updates on this truck, but I do have another job to work. I got bills to pay, so we are back into figuring out what's going on with this truck. We have it figured out. So we've got the timing belt was the first issue. It was loose. It dumped a little bit of time. Next issue was, once we got it back in time, we had still very low compression. So we started out with like 40 pounds compression, 45. Then we went from there to about 80, 85 pounds compression. The craziest thing about it was, because of the low compression, when the truck was getting fuel directly from the fuel pump, the truck would not fire, wouldn't even try to hit a lick. So it was still a crank no start. So I unplugged the relay over here. That relay on the right is the fuel pump relay. So we unplugged it, and then it started getting fire. It started firing off. So we didn't understand that because it is fuel injected, and I know it's got to have about 40, 45 pounds of pressure to that fuel rail for it to run. But what it was doing was just burning off the fuel that was pumped into the cylinders and maybe some that was left in the injectors. It was running for about 5 minutes and it was shut off. So once we figured out we're still running very, very low compression, we got something at a time. It's not an engine issue, like bottom end issue. The truck doesn't have very many kilometers on it. An older guy uses it on the farm, so we know it's not been heavily abused. Here's what we found. We pulled this cap, or this camshaft cover, pulled it off. VVT, this is a VVT twin cam engine, so VVT solenoid sits down in here, and it was changed out prior to us working on it. Didn't see anything wrong with the solenoid, so we didn't think anything of it. But when we pulled the cam out, there was a gouge. Here's a picture of what it looked like. And the problem is, something fell apart inside that old VVT solenoid, which I'll go over here and grab it for you. Here's the solenoid. Something, I'm guessing that in the center of that hole, maybe, I don't know. Something in there came apart, fell into the oil galley for the camshaft. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? And it gouged the cam, so that solenoid couldn't read that cam. So the phasers was stuck into a position to where it wasn't allowing the camshaft to work properly. And on that exhaust cam down there, you see the gear. Well, just in front of that, underneath that cover, is the phasers. So I don't think there's anything wrong with the phasers. It was the camshaft itself because of that gouge. And the problem was, it was stuck in that certain position to where it wasn't allowing the head to work the valves properly and create compression in the engine. So what we did was locked out the phasers, and by that I mean there is a nut. It's like a 30 or a 32 millimeter nut on the front of those phasers. Remove it. It's very deep, and we shaved 20 thousandths off of it And what that did, it locked out those phasers, so those phasers aren't working now. So the VVT system is not going to be VVTing. The only downside of this is on the top end where your VVT would normally kick in, it won't. It's going to be running like the S110 twin cam without VVT. So it's going to be a very slight loss of power, but it doesn't really matter because this truck is off-road. It is worked on the farm. He uses it to spray chemicals, killing weeds and stuff like that. So he doesn't go out and try to run 60 miles an hour with this thing. It's a low-speed truck anyway, so the upside into doing that is you're not going to have any more VVT issues. So that's what we found. That's what we fixed. Next step, I have timing belt and a water pump coming for it. That belt is stretched. I do have it tightened right now, but would not trust it for longevity. So we're putting a new belt on it, a new water pump, new valve cover gaskets, and do a full oil service on it. I might even talk to him about putting some new shocks on the back of this because they're pretty spongy, and might even do front springs on this if the customer wanted to upgrade his suspension a little bit in the front. He is a farmer, he does whole weight, so it might be beneficial to him, and it'll give him a little bit of tire clearance as well. So that's what we got done. That's what we figured out. I mean, you know what, I'll go ahead, I'll spin this engine over, and we'll get a compression reading on camera so you guys can witness it. I know on the last video, if I get my hand working right, I know in the last video our compression was extremely low, so better actually pull that relay. I don't know why I put it back in earlier, but let's crank her over. It's pouring oil out because I got the valve cover off. Thing's got great compression and oil pressure in it. Look at there. That's number one cylinder at 180 on the dot. So that's great. That's 100 pounds of compression we gained by shaving that nut, because we was at 80. Now we're at 180. So this truck ought to run extremely well, and he can get it back out on the field and working with it. After 2 years of this thing being parked, he's desperately missing it. So, and if you have a VVT Daihatsu, good luck to you. Parts are very expensive for this truck. The water pump alone was $200 and something, I believe. So that's that. Those VVT solenoids, I think they were like $300, and there's another one that's like $150. These are nice trucks, but if you're going to an S210, stay away from the twin cams. So that's just a bit of advice for you. I've always stayed away from twin cam trucks. Well, I'll back that up. I've always stayed away from VVT twin cam trucks because you'll have VVT issues. You know, it could possibly. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys checking in and enjoying these videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. if you're returning to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel grow, and it lets you guys know when we upload videos. So it's a win-win, and we will be getting this truck back together, and we got to get it out of here because we've got a U42 sitting there that I just bought. All right, guys, we will see you later. Yet again, stay mini trucking, keeping those wheels turning, and you guys stay blessed, and we'll see you later.